The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 3rd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. Now, if you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. That means go ahead and send me an email. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, if you would be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday of 2023. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, you got a mixed bag out there. You got the Dow down 44 points. The S&P's off 11. NASDAQ 175. That's about 1/10, 3/10, and 0.7%. Russell is up 0.2, or about $3.50. Trannies are up about 38 points. That's up about 0.3%. Gold's up $11, 0.6%. Silver's up a little over 1% or 28 pennies, trading out at 24.32. Light sweet crude back about 27 at $79 is the print there. Natural gas 44 cents, trading out at 402. The 30-year Treasury is up 22 ticks. She's trading out at 126.01. Leading the charge to the dollar-wise, the upside, you got AXS. Tesla, Bear. Oh, that's a TS. Okay, that's a Bear. BlackRock is up $7. Baidu is up 6, almost 7. Boeing's up $6.50. Burlington Stores about $6. Regenerative Pharmaceuticals $6.45. To the downside, it's Molina Healthcare off a little over 5% or 18 points. Elevance Health down $15 or 3%. Humana down 14, about 3%. United Health, wow, so that healthcare sector is getting shellacked today. Where's XL? Where is that? Missing from my screen out there. Don't know how that happened. In any event, we've got plenty to look at, but I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's start by taking a look at the three most important charts of the day. And that's these three charts. What we've got here in the upper left-hand corner, or it's not the upper left-hand corner, just the left-hand panel, is the U.S. dollar index. We can see the U.S. dollar index. Now, what it doesn't show you, but I've got it identified, is a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That formed on the trade day of December 15th. Price would need to close below 102.87 to suggest that the dollar is making its next move lower. For the dollar to signal to you and I that it's going to make its next move higher, you need to see a close above 104.67. It needs to be two consecutive closes above that. That is the top of the bearish structured daily profile for the U.S. dollar index. That's being the seller says that sellers reside between 104.41 to 104.67. We can see how well that has responded. It's almost like you and I have a competitive advantage here by understanding where the buyers and sellers are located before even price gets up there. So watch 104.67 on any further rally. Now, you've got the U.S. dollar index moving higher. The S&P right now, the S-Mini is trading lower. What that's done, so as you can see today, is it's pulled back, it's tested, and so far rejected support. Support being the bottom of its profile at the 38.41 level. And then when it comes to Goldilocks, gold's been trading above the top of its daily profile for about 4 or 5 trading sessions consecutively. And right now, it's trying to take out the resistance point established by its TD9 count top out there. No, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That was established by this three-river evening star pattern out here. That's the candle sessions from the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. So that sets up the resistance point at 1833.80. Gold's at 1835.80 right now. If gold is able to close above 1833.80 on a daily time frame, gold will not have a topping pattern or signal, and that would suggest well, I take that back. I mean, today is a shooting star candle. Could be a shooting star candle, at least right now. But I don't have an A to B equals CD pattern. I would have a small A to B equals CD pattern that would be completed. But the point is, we really have to wait till the end of the day before we call a candle by its name. So if price is able to close above 1833.80, the message or the signal to you and I is to move up to the 1907 level. That's the A to B equals CD pattern that is currently underway inside of Goldilocks. So these are the three most important charts to watch today to get some type of indication as to what the markets want to do. If we take a look at the other four equity future contracts, so we change over here to the black background screens, what we'll see here, we already take a look at the ES Mini. We've taken a look at the NQ, I believe, but here are the NQ trading right up into that resistance zone of the bear structured profile. The Dow consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between a range of 32,940 to 33,702. And the Russell 2000, it's held the bottom of its bullish structured profile. It should really target 1853.23. Now three potential consecutive days above the center of that bullish structured profile. Typically, a price closes above the center of a bullish structured profile, price will make a run for the top. In this case here, for the Russell 2000, that would take us to the 1853 level out there. One last thing before we change panels and go answer a question from Brent in Martinez, California about natural gas. Let's just change over to the white background screens. Let's take a look at that ES Mini. Let's see what it's providing as far as information to us. Well, the first piece of information is this one. So those of you that have gotten overly bearish, be careful. Why? Because we take a look at the four different time frames right now for the ES Mini, for the S&P 500. If you take a look at the upper right-hand panel, each of them are in bullish configuration. What I mean by that, for example, on a 60-minute time frame, right now, there are, let me get rid of the center line out there, there are 302 instruments trading above the top of a 60-minute profile and 86 trading below. The S&P 500 is market breadth bullish. That's going to be a difficult thing for the bears to deal with. Now, if those things change, but in the 60-minute time frame chart, it's got quite a bit of work to the downside before that could change out there. So that's the first thing to take a look at. Doesn't matter. Price is still headed lower, at least at this stage. And the question is, do we see some kind of bottom pattern or signal out there? Well, if we look at a 10-minute time frame, the answer is no, I don't see anything. 15-minute time frame, I do not see anything. 30-minute time frame, I do not see any bottom pattern out there, nor do I on the 60, nor do I on the 120. The 120-minute chart, which did form a TD9 count top, did that at 6 o'clock this morning. 6 o'clock? Yeah, 6 o'clock this morning. Yeah. How about that? And so this may be targeting 38.23. That's its TD9 count breakout level. So at this stage here, it appears that the ES Mini wants to go target 38.23, but it's doing it with very positive market breadth out there. So keep an eye on any kind of turning type signals. We get back from this break. Let's go take a look at natural gas for Brent in Martinez, California.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 171, S&P off 25, NASDAQ 108. Let's go take a look at natural gas. Natural gas for Brent in Martinez, California. If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, right now this is the February contract. We'll take a look at the February, take a look at the March contract. What we've got out here is an A to B equals CD to the downside. So Brent is looking for a bottom, believes that we are close out here. If we take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern, it's 1-to-1 price projection area is at the $3.80. We're trading at 403 right now. The 1-to-1.272 Brent is down at about $2.68. So what we're waiting for here for a buy the D point pattern to complete would be some type of bullish reversal candle. Stevie has no idea when that will form. What I can share with you is that the move along the C to D leg is on the left-hand side of that C to D line. That says that the pattern currently is stronger than the A to B leg on its way down. That then adds to the odds that price will do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. Nonetheless, when a bearish or bullish reversal candle forms, then you've at least got your first sign of an attempted bottom out there. So 380, the likely next target. And if price does not form that bullish reversal candle, watch for the 268 area. Price is trading below its weekly profile, its quarterly profile, below its monthly profile, below its daily profile out there. So we can say about natural gas, it's trading below support. Now, what Brent wanted to take a look at was both, and most people would as well, is take a look at both the natural gas charts and the UNG charts. So we're going to do that for you. What we're going to do is we're going to switch panels. We're going to go to the white background charts. This is going to be helpful and important to understand. You've heard me say time and time again that when we take a look at an instrument such as the UNG, what we really want to do is make our trading decisions, each of them, all of them, based upon what is contained inside UNG. Now, what I don't know right now is whether it's the February contract or the March contract. We'd have to look that up. You would want to look that up. But then even more importantly, you want to trade whatever is inside there. That's what you want to make your trading decisions upon. Why, Stevie? Great point here. Those of you that like the TD9 count, which I believe is all of us here, if you take a look at the daily time frame for UNG, you will see that today will become the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern. And that suggests that today could be a bottom out here. However, we go take a look at the equity future, or the futures contract for natural gas. Give me a moment here. We'll pull that up. What we're going to see is that the TD9 count bottom pattern for its daily time frame. Let's just expand out this chart. So here we'll take a look at March. Let's just pull this back to the left. You will see that the TD9 count bottom actually completed on Friday. And that was the bar following bar number 9. So now we have price trading below that, negating that pattern signal on the contract. And it's the same thing for the February contract. Doesn't matter which one we look at here. And so what this tells us, Brent, is that there's a strong momentum move to the downside. Well, shoot, when we put that together with that C to D leg, price traded along the left-hand side, I know it's hard to believe, but we could really see natural gas get down into that 268 level. So that's the daily time frame. The daily time frame says caution, Will Robinson. If I take a look at the 30-minute time frame out here, so I'm having a few data feed issues. I thought all the work over the weekend would have resolved it. It didn't, so I've sent out some requests to support out here for a Ninja Trader. I haven't heard back. Oh, well, that was a really smart move there, Stevie. The chart I wanted to show you, I may have just deleted. So let's see if I can get that back up there. There we go. There's a 30-minute time frame chart. And here I just don't have any kind of a bottom signal, just price trading with inside its 30-minute profile. So I at this stage here, I don't see anything on an intraday basis to say that what we've looked at there, Brent, that information should be negated. So it looks to me like natural gas wants to continue to head lower out there. Watch for a bullish reversal candle. Know that today's price movement is negating TD9 count bottoms for its daily time frame, and that suggests lower price. So I hope that helps you out, Brent, and thanks so much for the request. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Thanks so much for listening. I hope everybody had a nice, safe, happy, healthy New Year's celebration out there. I know that Stevie did. Many of you, maybe you're kind of on a I don't know, was there too much football? Nah, there can never be too much football, although last night's game, that was a pretty, that was a bummer for sure. Not for the game, but obviously for the player involved with the with that incident yesterday. So that was quite a bummer. Other than that, the officiating, the amazing thing to me is, I watch a lot of I love football. I love all sports. I love playing sports. I love watching sports. And but some, and they've got the the video replay out there. Some of the calls that were made are just mind blowing out there. It almost make you think that that somebody had the fix in or what have you. And each of you saw some of those video replays that clearly showed a different outcome than the outcome that was put on the field out there. That's the game. Anyways, back to the charts out here with regard to natural gas. There's really not anything else for me to provide to you. So, again, Brent, thanks so much for writing in. And, again, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to Aaron R., who writes in. He says, could you please take a look at Tesla profiles, support, resistance levels? So let's go switch panels out here. And we'll switch to our 3-panel chart. We'll pull up Tesla, which we know has an A to B equals CD to the downside as well. There's Apple, TSLA. So let's get that up on our screens out here and go figure out what Tesla is doing. So right now, well, let me actually, if you give me a second, I need to kind of reload all my historical data just to make sure we're looking at the correct thing out here, and I got to do that on my other chart, my 30-minute chart. So we take a look at Tesla. Tesla has already surpassed the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. Actually, I'm just going to flip back and forth here to make it a little bit easier for me to at least show and share that with you. So here's the black background chart. Here's the daily time frame. The daily, well, actually, all the time frames had the A to B equals CD pattern. Now I just got rid of the daily. But let's take a look at the weekly. So on a weekly chart here for Tesla, you can see a large A to B, whether it's the weekly or the monthly time frame, that a large A to B equals CD to the downside pattern is completing out here. You've got really the same kind of patterns going on a daily basis. The daily had another A to B equals CD with inside those large A to B equals CD patterns, which in essence look like this, and you'll see that price is below the 1-to-1 level out there and below the bottom of its daily profile and below its prior swing point. That prior swing point was just from a few days ago. That was on December 28th, 221 million. We're doing 97 so far, so it's got the volume as it pushes through that area. Of course, oh, geez. Are you not seeing the black background chart? There you go. Sorry about that. So here, As we take a look at this, we can see the A to B equals CD patterns on the weekly. The monthly, you can see the other one, the smaller one on the daily. The bottom point out here is that, Aaron, you need to wait, just like Brent, I'm suggesting on the natural gas contract, wait for a bullish reversal candle. We did not get that last week on Friday. Just because the body of a candle is green doesn't make it bullish. Just because the candle of a body the body of a candle is red doesn't make it bearish. Just tells us where price opened and closed, and then the wicks are the intraday screaming memes of the high and the low out there, which oftentimes are different than the open or the close. So I'd say with regard to Tesla, you wanted to understand support and resistance. Well, it's below all the support from the profile standpoint. Profiles below its red oscillator and change line, daily, weekly, monthly. I'll show those charts when we come back from the break for Aaron, but does not look like Tesla has formed a bottom, at least as of 11:26 a.m. See Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the charts for Tesla up on our screen here, the white background charts out there. That's for Aaron. So you can see where price is at. You can see those oscillator and change line, 117.01 on the daily, 157.19 on the weekly, 254.39 on the monthly time frame. So we know there's an A to B equals CD to the downside, just simply waiting for a bullish reversal candle on Tesla to confirm a bottom. The 30-minute chart out here, Aaron, no sign of a bottom whatsoever. You gap down. You're headed. You're trading below, or you're testing at this stage here. The swing point from 10 o'clock in the morning on the 28th of December that had 36 million shares. So maybe it'll find some support there. You'd have to come back to it at about 12 noon to take a look at that. So that's what's going on. We take a look at Tesla. G-Man inside the Tiger's Den. He's got some puts inside the Qs out here. So let's take a look at the NQ. As we take a look at the NQ charts out here, from a daily perspective, you do have a new profile level that is support at 10,824. So I'd watch the 10,824 level. Prices below that red oscillator and change line. As long as that condition remains, odds favor move down to the bottom of that profile. On a 5-hour time frame chart here, prices right now below that oscillator and change line. This candle does not complete till 2 p.m. So 11:31 may not be the best representation, but as long as price remains below that red oscillator and change line, which is currently at 10,922, G-Man, that suggests lower price. Same thing on the 240-minute chart, which is also below the bottom of its profile, so that suggests lower price. The 2-hour chart suggests a move back to the 10. Is this the no? That's below profile. 10,786 level. 10,830 is a price target for the 60-minute chart. The 15-minute chart could form a TD9 count bottom, and it could do that. This is bar 8 by 12 noon. So by 12 noon to maybe 12:15, you could start to see some type of a bounce, G-Man. Again, this is a 15-minute time frame out there. But otherwise, it does look like price wants to head lower. So I hope that provides you with the information that you were looking for. If it doesn't, just ping me, and we'll make sure that we get that information to you. Next question coming in from Hector and the fuel injector, and that would be Patty. And it goes like this. Happy, tasty, terrific Taco Tuesday. Back at you, my friends. CWST would like the oscillator and change line, the support and resistance on the daily, weekly, and the monthly, specifically the weekly chart. Left a beautiful all-time high last March on huge volume, ABC up or down projections. Thanks. So let's go take a look at, you have a super prosperous new year as well. Let's go take a look at the request out here. That was to look at CWST. Well, that's Tesla. So that's not the chart we want to look at. We want to look at these charts out here. And now we've got it going. So CWST, first of all, is what? CWST is Casella Waste Systems, which right now is just consolidating with inside its daily profile, Hector and Patty. That's between the range of support at 78.48 to the first level of resistance at its oscillator and change line at 80.55. And if price get above that, then you're looking at the next battle at 85.62, the top of that daily profile. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, you've got a good old-fashioned consolidation going on. There was a TD9 count top on a weekly basis that formed out here back in August of 2022. Well, price here back in the December 2nd time frame got up, tested, and rejected that TD9 count top. That stays in effect out here. And now what you've got is price consolidating with inside its profile between 77.41 and 85.37. Oscillator and change line is 81.32. If pricing closed above that, 82.72 is on the docket, followed by 85.37 out there. Not a lot, just a consolidation inside the monthly time frame. So CWST certainly looks like a good old-fashioned consolidation that is going on right now. But pay attention to that daily time frame. On a quick short-term time frame, 30 minutes that is, what do we see out here? We just see a sideways consolidation. That's between the TD9 count breakout support at 78.26 and breakdown resistance at about 80.56, but we can see at 80.67 there's also a TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that really is your resistance zone. So I hope that helps you out, Hector and Patty. Thanks much for taking the time to write in, and have a terrific, tasty Taco Tuesday. Next question coming in from HD. HD says, hello, Steve. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Would you please look at UROY and ACXP for longs? So absolutely. So let's get UROY. Roy. It's the first time I can recall looking at it. So here's what I have with my system, right? I punch that symbol in. Everything should automatically get downloaded, historical data, the whole thing. But no, that's not the way that it's working. Why? I don't know. But it is what it is. So we take a look at UROY, Uranium Royalty Corp out there. You just got a bit of consolidation with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 222 HD up to 245. Consolidating between its weekly profiles. It's bullish in structure. The bottom of that profile on a weekly basis is down at 225. The top is at 284. On a monthly basis, I don't have a lot other than price being below support, which is at 262, so not ideal out there. So what is it that UROY is doing? Well, volume-wise today, you've got 341,000 shares so far. It's going into a swing point that did 706. That was from the day of December 19th. So it looks like that could be where price is targeting, which is just below that 222 profile down to the 219 area. So that's what it looks like at the moment for UROY. If we look at a 30-minute chart out here, the 30-minute chart HD, what that is communicating to you and I is the following. Price is below support. It's below the bottom of its daily profile, so it says moving lower, whether that's getting back to the 11 o'clock time period from December 28th between 225. Well, the low was 222 and the high was 225. Or is it getting back here into the trading time frame of December 19th? I don't know, but maybe this will form some type of bottom pattern, but it's not in the cards as we speak right now. So hope that helps you out, HD. Thanks much for taking the time to write in. The next question coming in from David H. David says, radio show now. Hey, Happy New Year, Steve. Take a look at now, N-O-W. So let's go take a look at N-O-W, and let's do that now. And let's go see what now is. Well, first we've got to populate the chart before we can really take a look at it. And now is service now, which right now, so the question is, I have the 400 calls expiring this Friday, so I'm wanting to get your opinion. So what you'd really like to see this do is stay above the top of its daily profile. That'd be first thing. That's a 390.03. Actually, the first thing would be staying above its red oscillator and change line, which is at 386.85. But even if price closes below that, you do have support or potential support between 374.12 and 382.08. But you're looking for this to get to 400, and this morning might have been the time to have taken that trade because price got up to a high this morning of 398.65. And boy, that's really close to 400 to me. So what is this doing here? On that daily time frame, it's tested resistance, the top of the profile. So far, that's failed. 390.03. You can't bust them up. Price will try to bust them down. That says that 374.12 may, in fact, be the target. On a weekly basis, nice TD9 count bottom. Price finding resistance at the bottom of its weekly profile. Sometimes old support can become new resistance. In the case of Service Now, that is very clearly the case. The last line of support out here could be that monthly profile bottom. That monthly profile bottom's at 384.76. We're at 385.37. So watch that 384.76 area. If price gets below that, we're probably headed to 382.08. Below that, 374.12. So it looks to me like lower before higher. And I do hope that helps you out, David. Lastly, let's take a look at that 30-minute time frame chart before we go off the air for the commercial break out there. We can see price moving higher, doing less relative energy, but no bearish reversal candle just yet. If price gets below 382.91, that's the bottom of that 30-minute profile. That would suggest lower price as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 183, S&P off 30, NASDAQ 128, Russell's down 12 points. We're going to go take a look at ticker symbol CCJ out there, Cameco Corp. This is for McGuppy inside the Tiger's Den. The question is, take profits or buy more? You're in this long position. Let me just share with you what the charts are communicating, and that is that you should see a TD9 count top form between today and Thursday out there. So I'd be careful watching for that. You are trading above the top of the profile. You're trading above the oscillator and change line. Odds favor that what price is going to go do is target that 2345 level. That's the weekly oscillator and change line. Not a guarantee, but it looks like that's what it wants to do. But I would not add to a position knowing that you might have a TD9 count top that completes between now and Thursday out there. Would you sell? That depends on what your plan was when you got into this. I don't know if it's a long-term trade, a short-term trade out there. So it did on a weekly basis. Two TD9 count tops that took price back. Two lows took it back towards this breakout level of 2072 out there. So if you were using that, as an entry getting back to a breakout area, testing a prior swing point, which might have been on lighter volume, I don't know. I haven't run that test out there. But you do show a potential short-term top. Now, is it going to form today? Because Stevie said between today and Thursday. It's possible. The only reason that it's possible is a 30-minute time frame chart at 11:30 generated that bearish dark cloud cover candle. That confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The reason why I can't say clearly that the answer is yes, because price is above resistance. The old oscillator and change line, and that's green at 2289. That tells you about strong bullish momentum, and it's above the top of its profile. So the 30-minute time frame chart as we speak at 11:44 is a neutral signal, so that's what the charts say. So I hope that provided you with the information that you need in order to be able to make a determination as to whether or not you want to stay in a long position there. So thanks so much for writing in. The next question coming in from Nicholas A. Nicholas says, Happy New Year, Steve. May this be the best year ever. Well, that would be a wonderful thing, and I wish the same for you. Would you please go over Apple, TD9 count, support resistance, daily, weekly, and if you have time, Bank of America. If we take a look at Apple out there, so it certainly looked like Apple was trying to bottom because last week we had a bullish hammer candle that's formed on a weekly basis right near its descending price channel line out there. But it's still early. We don't know. And if price closes the week, that's Friday, above 125.87, that hammer candle will have held. On a daily basis, you had a TD9 count that formed on the December 28th. It completed the very next trading session, but that low is a threat of being negated. The low that I'm referring to is 125.87. So if you get it closed below 125.87, price likely heads lower. The lower area, I would say, would be 123.13. That's the monthly which has a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator top, and 123.13 is the breakout area. So that provides you with the support as far as resistance is concerned. Geez, on Apple, 128.06, 129.87, 130.25, 130.60, 134.62. It's got a lot of resistance. On a 30-minute time frame, this really goes back to G-Man, who is short the NQ, Apple being the largest position inside the NQs. You can see that it does have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's been triggered. That's Apple, that is, but no bullish reversal candle. So it's not as if we can call this a bottom. But I'd be paying attention. G-Man, if I were you, I'd be paying attention to Apple as well on the intraday basis, just for some signals to assist you with your trade out there. So, Nick, Happy New Year to you as well. I hope that helped answer the questions with regard to Apple. More likely than not, 123.13 is a price target. The golf guy writes in and says, about a week ago, you mentioned ES Mini range 37.57 to 37.27. So let me, if I mentioned it, then I must have mentioned it. And the ES Mini, the support level, the profile level is between 38.41 at the bottom, 39.54 at the top. I was showing you a consolidation pattern, most likely inside the ES Mini. Let me go over to the day, this multi-panel chart. I don't know if that will pop up or not just yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and at least pull up the ES. Yeah. So here's the ES Mini charts. Here's the daily time frame. And where those numbers were coming from, Golf Guy, was the consolidation, or I believe it would be the consolidation. So around 37.57. I don't want to be marking this, exact out there. And then 37.27. I'm not sure where that was coming from, but let's see here. And I don't have the weekly chart up. And I really don't have the weekly chart up anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to do this here. We're going to go to, I'd like to try to answer the question. Of course, I haven't really read the question just yet. Probably should do that. Generally speaking, is that still in play here? Approximately 100 higher, currently at 38.52. As long as price, as long as price remains inside that consolidation pattern out there, the answer is yes. Now, if price is able to take out the low I'm referring to is from the trading day of December 22nd. And that low is 37.8850. If price takes that out, you will then, or the ES will then generate an A to B equals CD to the downside. Right now, we just don't have any pattern on the daily time frame. Just a consolidation, basically, like we took a look at on that other chart out there. It's a profile, 30-minute chart getting back to a level of support at 38.55. That was a TD9 count breakout area. So, yes, and the more important thing, let's go check on that, see if it's more important. Right now, we take a look at the ES Mini out here, or the S&P 500. It is still bullish for all four time frames, 62, 40, daily, and weekly. Let's go check out the NASDAQ 100, which I doubt is bullish for all four of those time frames. It's bullish for the 60-minute and the 240. Just slightly bearish on the daily, meaning 19 above, 22 below out there. So it's not overly bearish as we speak right now. But your question is really about the ES Mini out there. So at this stage here, just be careful to the downside out here, because you've got very strong market breadth still in place at 11:49 in the morning. So, Golf Guy, I hope that helps answer your question. Oh, there's a second message here. Sorry if you already mentioned it. Oh, no problem. So I don't think that we did. Let's go to our next question coming in from Rachel M. Happy New Year to you, Rachel. Hey, Steve, wondering if you could take a look at BILI. We can. You know what I forgot to do, though? Nicholas had asked about BA. Well, I'll get that set. Hopefully I'll remember to get that set up during the next segment, which will be quick. But you want to take a look at BILI, Billy Boy. You went long in a small position this morning on the breakout. Would love your opinion on this one. So let's actually get these charts here popping. That would be helpful on BILI. And BILI is BILI. Just have to learn how to type. Billy, which traded out to 2686, is Billy Inc. Okay, so what we know here is price is taking out a TD9 count top, or at least is attempting to do that. And that TD9 count top formed on the trading day of December 9th. The volume on that trading session was 24 million shares. So far today, you've done 11 million shares, so you've got nice volume. But price must close above that TD9 count high. That's at 2631. So, Rachel, that's the first thing to look at. Now, you're trading at 26.90. It closed above 26.31. Says that price should continue to move higher. That being said, you do have wave number 7 that's been triggered. That is letter G on my screen out there. You need a lower high to confirm that pattern. But that says you could see Billy forming a short-term top. We'll finish looking at Billy when we get back from this break.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol BILI, Billy out here, which is right now on a daily basis attempting to take out its TD9 count. It would do that with a close above 26.31, and that would be a bullish signal as price above the top of its daily profile. It does have that wave number 7 I mentioned. If you get a lower high tomorrow, it just says be careful out there. Then be careful if that did get traction out there, would take price back to that oscillator and change line at the 2503 area. The weekly chart for Billy shows a TD9 count top that should confirm this week, and that pattern should complete next week. So you could get a top between this week and next week. Just watch for that. The monthly chart suggests a run up to the 2990 area. So maybe that's what it's doing before it decides to back off up there. On a 30-minute time frame chart, what we don't have out here, Rachel, is any reason to sell this position out here, at least none that I see at this stage of the game. Price might pull back to support. That would be at the 2606 level, but therein lies your issue, which is will price close above 2631 at day's end. If it doesn't, then the TD9 count daily may have held, and the TD9 count monthly or weekly may in fact be forming. So I hope that helps you out, Rachel. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in, and Happy New Year to you as well. So let's go back to those 3 charts that Stevie thought were the most important charts for us to. Thanks for you're welcome. So let's go back and we're going to change the windows here. Give me a moment to do my housekeeping, so to speak, and get back to that set of charts. And that set of charts was what did I do with the 3 most important charts? I must have moved them. Nice job. Today's important charts out there. So again, we're taking a look at the U.S. dollar index, which has had a nice move. And what it's done is run right up into smack dab resistance. And that smack dab resistance is the bearish structured daily profile. And that resistance zone is between 104.41 and 104.67. So you'll want to watch that. The ES Mini, it is trading below the bottom of its bullish structured profile out there, but we've seen that rodeo. We've seen that play here over the past last week or so. But if it gets below, if it certainly closes below the level of 37.8850, we'll see an A to B equals CD to the downside form out there. And on Goldilocks, if it can close above 1833.80 and negates its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, it suggests a move to 1907. Folks, stay tuned for great programming. I'll see you tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday.